The ability to write is an aspect that will not only be important during educational years, but also as an adult in both society and the workforce. This highlights the importance that students learn how to write in a meaningful way with consideration given for the intended audience and text type. Teachers use a variety of principles and processes when developing the acquisition of writing skills and use assessment and evaluation data to customize instruction. These, accompanied by effective teaching methods, will support teachers in their journey of nurturing the students of today to become effective communicators of the future. Tompkins, Campbell and Green agree that the goal for teachers is to provide good quality literacy instruction, so students are able to achieve their full literacy potential. They further add that to accomplish this, effective teachers should incorporate 8 principles under a balanced literacy program. These principles address knowledge of learning theories, supportive cueing systems, creating a community of learners, having a balanced instruction approach, effective scaffolding, organising whole literacy instruction, linking instruction and assessment, and forming a successful relationship with parents. Teachers who use these principles lay the foundation for effective literacy learning. In the same way that we need to learn how to speak and read, we also need to learn how to write. However, it is important that teachers understand that reading and writing are a reciprocal process. Tompkins adds that both processes are connected, and students need to understand that readers think like writers to understand purpose, and writers think like readers to adopt alternate viewpoints. It is also fundamental all components of a balanced literacy approach are addressed. Research has shown that fluency in writing is fostered by an abundance of good quality reading, as skills and strategies learned in relation to phonological, syntactic, semantic, pragmatic, and paralinguistic systems translate across both processes. Tompkins detail 5 stages in the writing process that writers think and do as they write. These are pre-writing, drafting, revising, editing, and publishing. Before students begin to write, they need to consider what they will write about. This is the first step known as pre-writing. During this stage, students gather and organise ideas so they can choose a topic, determine their audience, purpose, and which text type will be used. Research has shown that writers may use techniques such as audience interviews and drawing pictures to assist in generating the ideas needed to begin the drafting process. Stage 2 of the writing process is drafting, and is when the ideas from pre-writing are written down on paper. It is important that teachers convey that this is a rough draft, focusing on content and not to worry about correct spelling, punctuation, capitalisation, paragraph formation or sentence structure, as these will be addressed in the editing stage. Carter adds that during the drafting stage, writers may need to change their choices in relation to topic, purpose or audience, as these aspects often change as the written piece unfolds. This is usually because during drafting it is important that a writer captures their audience, an important aspect of writing that students need to learn and develop. The third stage in the writing process is called revising. Researchers have labelled this stage Seeing Again, as it is intended for writers to refine their ideas and may require them to add, delete or rearrange material. Tompkins also adds that during this stage, students can use writing groups to gain feedback and suggestions from their teachers or peers. Once the revising stage is complete, it is time to edit. This process concentrates on ensuring the piece of writing is suitable for publication or assessment. Tompkins states that there are 3 stages within the process: editing, proofreading, and correcting errors. Researchers note the importance for students to understand the difference between editing and proofreading, with the purpose of editing being about format and style, while proofreading is locating errors in spelling, capitalisation, punctuation, and grammar. The final stage of the writing process is publishing, and is where writers can share their writing pieces with the intended audience. Researchers suggest that when students share their writing, they feel a sense of accomplishment and gain confidence in themselves as writers. This is important, especially for students who find the writing process difficult. Teachers need the knowledge to understand and implement effective strategies to help struggling students write. Research indicates that a good foundation of motor skills allows students to focus on writing fluently rather than concentrating on their pen grasp, letter formation, paper placement, or posture. Teachers can incorporate activities in the classroom which develop and increase fine motor skills, and therefore increase motivation and active participation. Hornery further adds that using computers provides students with learning difficulties the opportunity to produce written work without the anxiety that handwritten tasks present. Nonetheless, it is vital to note that recent studies by James and Engelhardt suggest that handwriting is important for cognitive development as it stimulates multiple areas of the brain not seen when using a keyboard. Teachers collect meaningful information by different methods of assessment to measure students against achievement standards and allow them to plan instruction accordingly. Tompkins lists a range of classroom assessment techniques such as observations, anecdotal notes, checklists, rating scales, conferences, and portfolios as ways teachers are able to assess students as they progress through the emergent, beginning, and fluent stages of writing. Researchers have also listed targeted training, FAST, and LEAP as assessment methods that enhance the teacher's capacity to make informed decisions for planning instruction. Having multiple assessment techniques and strategies provides teachers with a valid sample of student work. Assessments such as FAST and LEAP are ongoing throughout the year, allowing teachers and students to see the progress made. However, the assessment of writing is not straightforward and many problems arise due to its subjectiveness. Research has shown that factors such as the opinion formed by the assessor based on a student's classroom behaviour, text appearance, and the quality of the text read immediately before it can influence the overall result. Therefore, it is important for teachers to remain vigilant of any bias when assessing student work and use assessment tools such as rubrics or marking deliberations to maintain consistency. In addition to classroom assessment, teachers also need to address high-stakes testing during classroom instruction. There is intense debate among stakeholders about the validity and reliability of results from high-stakes tests such as NAPLAN. Many researchers conclude that high-stakes testing restricts quality instruction, increases inequalities for disadvantaged students, and has no influence in terms of raising literacy standards. However, as Mears states, it is essential to consider the purpose of the assessment and use information available to plan instruction to support further learning needs. My ultimate aim as a teacher is to create a supportive classroom community where students feel safe, take risks, and are motivated to learn to the best of their ability. Research is evident that effective teachers support students in becoming responsible for their learning, encourage them to make choices about what they write, and allow them to participate in the assessment of their work. Wright further adds that classrooms producing successful writing programs have an energy and enthusiasm about them due to the teacher and student sharing a common goal of becoming expert writers. Classroom instruction is most effective when teachers understand the theories of how students learn. Tompkins claims that teacher-centered theories have made a resurgence in classrooms. However, if adopted cohesively with student-centered theories, students of all learning styles will benefit. My classroom will include instructional practices such as mini-lessons, writing groups, and interactive writing to cater for the diversity of learning needs within the classroom. Providing students with classroom experiences that are positive and motivating will also be high on my agenda as a teacher. Research is clear that providing students with authentic tasks that have purpose and are meaningful, creative and fun, and use multimodal text all form part of an effective literacy program. This may be illustrated in the classroom by games such as making words and word ladders, being creative by designing posters, availability of writing and literacy play centres, as well as online interactive educational programs. As a teacher, I will endeavour to make my students feel supported both in and outside of the classroom. My classroom will feature the use of think alouds, modelled writing, interactive writing, and collaborative books to scaffold students as they progress to become independent writers. Researchers identify these activities, as well as grand conversations, as an opportunity to create an orally rich classroom that supports literacy. In addition to this, I will demonstrate my support of student learning by developing relationships with parents and becoming partners with them throughout the students' literacy learning. Literacy is an important tool that allows for active participation throughout all elements of life. It has evolved from being the ability to read and write to a skill that combines the multimodal facets of the 21st century. With this change also comes a transformation to what literacy looks like in the classroom. Creating a classroom environment that supports an effective literacy program will drive students to become fluent writers and afford them with a stable foundation to be lifelong learners and active members in society. Thank you.